About 350.
Huh. What's up, everybody? How you doing?
Yeah,
I like that. I like that name. That's what's up.
Thank you. Yes.
My name is Mike Watson. I'm the publisher of Freestyle Comics. I also go by the moniker of Most Epic. And we make comic books. This is a panel of some of our featured people from FSK. Go ahead and introduce yourself and let them know what you do.
You probably scoot it up a little.
Hi, everyone. I'm Fila Soleil. I cosplay Vigilance. Thank you. And also YouTube and record a lot of the go to as well as all the fun shenanigans that kind of goes on in between the scenes and all that.
Right.
I'm Ryan Robinson. I'm the art of Ryan Robinson. I'm a variant cover artist for Freestyle Comics.
Yes.
Right.
Correct.
Why don't you just keep that one?
All right. I can do that.
I got this one right here. This one's still good?
Yeah.
The audio good on this one?
Ryan messed it up if it didn't work, so it's his fault.
Ryan, you messed it up?
Yep.
Ryan didn't do that.
I'm Tony Clapper. I'm the writer and creator of the 5-Star series, also a writer of now Hot Shot. And
You weren't supposed to say that yet.
oh, that was a new thing. Spoiler alert.
Dude gets a comic book convention, becomes a showrunner, thinks he can just tell everybody business.
I am also the showrunner of 5-Star Con.
So, thank you for coming to this panel because I know a lot of you are like, well, what the hell is Freestyle Comics? Freestyle Comics is a publishing firm. We make comic books and we go to comic book conventions. I started this back in 1999, and it started with Marvel Comics telling me, no, you can't draw pictures for us, which is all fine and dandy, so I still drew pictures anyway. I started with a book called Hot Shot all those years ago. We have battled Eric Larson. We have taken on Invincible. We've traveled all around the country with our comics. We are in comic book shops, schools, and things like that. And we are sitting right now at 14 titles, 48 comics in one comic universe, chasing down our 100-chapter story arc right now within the Freestyle Comics universe.
That gets the clap for that. That's pretty awesome.
And normally in this panel, what we do is kind of talk about what FSK is, what we've done, and where we're going, the things that we have coming up. So I would like to say shout out to Tony Clapper, the showrunner for 5-Star Con, because he has made FSK the official characters, along with his character, 5-Star, the official characters of the 5-Star Con. So shout out to Mr. Clapper right here, round of applause.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I mean, everything looks good. We're very excited.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's kind of weird because when I started doing this stuff with FSK, before I met all these wonderful people, I drove up to Chicago for a comic book convention. I slept in my car, and I stood in the line for 6 hours for Marvel Comics to review my portfolio. And I did that for a while, only for them to tell me no, my artwork's too urban. And now I work for Fan Expo during fan engagement, and GalaxyCon is a moderator, and they fly me out to their shows now. So 20 years later, sleeping in the car of a comic book convention, trying to make my comics, to now being brought out to that show to celebrate my comics and stuff. And then being featured at a show with one of my partners who owns that show and has our characters on it. It's kind of been a whirlwind of good vibes with Freestyle. And emotion. So we've had a very long and up and down
tumultuous
with the company. Yeah. But at its heart, what FSK is trying to tell stories that makes everyone feel epic. We feel like everyone should be able to see a piece of themselves within the pages of our books. You should get connected to our characters with relatable, powerful, and grounded stories, which is one of the reasons why we brought on 5-Star, which is Tony's series. And so I'm sitting here. I just left Short Fuse Media Group, and Tony's one of the first people I reach out to say, hey, I want you to come over to FSK and bring your character. You've got 3 stories already. You got 3 issues done already. We can jump out the gate with those. And Tony was like, bet. But I want to redraw my comics. And I was like, huh? What do you mean you want to redraw all the comics? The comics are done, brother. We just gonna slap a new dress on top of them, get them out there. He's like, nah. I want to redraw all of them out. I want them new, and I want to bring Five Star over into FSK. And I was like, I mean, hold on, the books they're done, Tony. So the most important thing about making comic books is having a done book. Because that is like the hardest thing, to do 22 to 24 pages, full color superhero book. It's really, really hard to do that.
Yeah.
But Tony wanted to refresh this thing, and he was very adamant about enrolling his character into the world of freestyle comics. And honestly, I had never really done that before with a character that's already been established. Luckily, our editor-in-chief, who's not here right now, but we'll pull a chair out for him right there, Danny Cooper, everybody. Round of applause for Danny Cooper.
Oh.
Danny Cooper and I sat for a minute trying to figure out how can we put Five Star within the universe, and then also get this book redrawn. I don't think you understand how much I love a book that's finished already. I really do. But this is what Tony wanted to do, and the idea of putting Five Star into our world was kind of really cool. So how can we incorporate this? How can we make this happen? And part of it was we already had a piece of it done. In issue number 9 of Hotshot, there is the start of a time dimensional wave that happens at the beginning of all of our issues, which moves our book up a few years and updates some of our technology. We kind of don't explain it, but it's a secret crossover with another story. And we're like, oh, so if Tony's bringing his book over, we can say that dimensional wave brings Five Star into our universe and just inbreds them already into it like they've already existed. And we're like, all right, bet. Now, how do we play on putting these things together in like the little bits? So, Tony, if you want to speak on your part of that experience, like what was it like for you to bring Five Star to FSK?
Yeah, I mean, for me, when Michael called, I was pretty excited just because I'd already been working with Michael. I feel like my mic sounds weird. Does it sound
do you
weird?
want mine back?
Yeah,
do you want mine back?
Your sound.
Okay.
I like the way yours sounds.
All right.
Don't be comfortable with that mic.
Yeah, I'm not. I like this one better. I think this one sounds better.
No,
Yeah. So I mean, it was a no-brainer because I already love the Hotshot universe. I love Vigilance, the characters that they put together, the diversity that they have. It just made sense for Five Star to go there. Working with Danny Cooper and Michael was fun because we got to be like kind of like kids in a sense, like your kids building your like Saturday morning cartoon team and what it's gonna look like and how it's gonna go. And you know, it's like, oh, he brought his action figures over and I'm bringing my action figures over, and how can we incorporate them in each other's world? And it was fun to do that. And Mike and Danny, I mean, they gave me pretty much a lot of freedom to do what I wanted to do with the series, and it just made sense to put him in there.
You don't have to fluff us up like that. There were some challenges.
There was a few challenges, but it was, for the most part, it was cool, man. It was a good time. We had a good time bringing Five Star into the FSK world for sure.
Yeah. Bringing Five Star was a feat, but shout out to Danny as well. He had a lot of involvement in that. Outside of me, Danny is the only person that has as much knowledge as me with freestyle comics and our characters. And the way he was able to string things together, working with Tony to pull that over from the first issue, it got just 10 times better in the second issue. Because what we do with our books is we have soft crossovers. You're going to see characters from other books in characters' books. We don't make big announcements about it. We don't make a big deal about it because these characters exist in this world, so they're going to play. They're going to interact with each other. And we had 3 characters from Heroes International in Five Star number 2, which was like one of the best issues that we've done, especially with incorporating all those things and having Five Star interact with these characters now. And so when that book goes out into the indie community and they see that, like, that's something that people get excited about because Heroes International has been over here, and Five Star has been over here, and now they're mixing. And then we took that a step further to where Five Star was in Hotshot number 11. And he's over there causing crap for Hotshot because they have a different view of perspective. You know how when characters get mad at each other, they don't have the whole story? And Five Star is a very community-focused character. And we had Hotshot, because he was going through an emotional situation, leave a superhero scene and didn't help because he was having some PTSD. He just flew away. But they called in Five Star, and members of Heroes International help clean up that scene. And Five Star's like, hey, you were bummed. Why you leave? There was people out there that needed help. And Hotshot gets up. He's like, "Who are you talking to, son? This is my book." You know what I'm saying? So it was fun doing that. But before I could even do that, I had to get that script approved by Tony because that's Tony's character. Although I wrote his character in that issue, I still have to get Tony's approval to make sure the voice and the tone is there and that we're representing his character correctly. Do you want to speak on how you thought about that? What you thought about that?
Me and Mike like to go back and forth with our two characters, and it's funny because I try to have Hot or Five Star diss Hot Shot a little bit. He'll have Hot Shot diss Five Star a little bit. It's kind of just our banter in real life, what's going back and forth. And first time I read it, I'm like, dang, bro, you why you making Five Star look like this in your book? Like he's looking a little arrogant or something. I didn't really like it at first, but then the way it made sense with the story and the way that it going back and forth a little bit, we was able to make it work. But Michael liked to maybe overdo it a little bit.
There was no overdoing. His character is arrogant in his book.
Here we go.
One of the characters calls him arrogant in his book. So I was just playing on that. But it's stuff like that. That's going back and forth. But expanding the room of Freestyle Comics, we also reached out. We published Ryan Robinson's art book, The Art of Ryan Robinson, which you can get at his table right now that he has available. It was the second art book that we published, but bringing Ryan on also as a variant cover artist for us, he's like the Alex Ross of our indie comics and stuff. So we always get these like amazing painted covers for him for different books, and sometimes he just does stuff because he likes it. He just wants to do stuff or whatnot. So Ryan, if you want to speak about your experience with first us publishing your art book, your first art book, and going to your first comic convention through FSK.
Yeah, I started. My first Comic Con was with FSK Con back in
That's 23, wasn't it?
No, 22.
I'm sorry.
21.
That's right. It was 21.
Was it 21?
It was 21 because your second one was 22.
That's right. Okay, that's right.
So I started in 2021. Mike was like, "You need to be out in these streets," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And then so I started with that and started to like think about, where I want to do with this because I scouted cons prior and I was like, I could do this. So like I started doing that and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start doing this. And then Mike was like, let's make a book. I was like, what? I'm like, I don't know how to make a book. I'm like, we're gonna make an art book. I'm like, I don't know about all that, buddy. And he's like, we're gonna do it. And I was like, what? And I'm like, we're gonna do it. And I'm like, okay, we're doing it. And then like I was like, what we're gonna do with this? We're gonna start. I wanted to do something that represented me because I'm a big horror fan. I love horror art. I love horror movies. I do a lot of horror art. I like to do my own creations of horror art that I like to see in your perspective. And I'm a painter, so I'm a traditional fine artist and illustrator. I graduated at CCAD with that background, so that's what I started to do. And then I sent him art, and we made a book. And I was like, dope. I made a book. So, yeah, and then like, I was still blown away by it. It still blows me away that I have a book of my own. I don't know how, but I do. But, and then I started messing around with Tony and Mike's characters in my own way. And I was like, I'm going to draw them in my own way. I don't care if y'all like it or not. So I did it, and I've been doing variant covers for Freestyle Comics for a while now. Like, if you buy the Vigilance trade, the cover's my art. If you buy a couple 5-star books, some of it's my art. But my 5-star is like OG powerful, like it's way powerful, like fired up out the ass. So like, if you're a VIP, you got a print of 5-star versus Comic-Con. I mean Hotshot, not Comic-Con.
Oh wait, we're not gonna block 5-star. So if you bought the VIP, you got this wonderful piece of artwork that Ryan painted of Hotshot versus 5-star in a traditional Street Fighter 6 battle screen. This man did this in less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is crazy amount of detail and things like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think there are a couple of VIP packages if you guys want to go get them, so you get this piece. But it's 11 by 17. It's incredible. And Ryan knows exactly how to put this book together. This man is always DMing me, sending me art, showing me stuff that he has. And it gets to a, like my daughter says, it gets to a point. When you've got over 75 pieces of art that you have sent me, asking me, what do you think about this? Do you think this looks cool? It's time to make a book.
Yeah.
It's time to make a book. We were in a great position where we had an internship class. We had one of our interns who was really good at branding, and we gave him free reign to come up with the themes that Ryan liked, because Ryan likes horror, like sci-fi, and he had a variety of artwork. So our interns actually designed Ryan's book, and we put Ryan's art in there, and then we published it. He had a great Kickstarter. We did over $4,000 raised for the Kickstarter for his book. And now, like I said, like Ryan says, he does cover art for us. So you will be seeing more cover work from Ryan. I'm going to be commissioning him to do an Emerald Quest 4-piece cover for our Emerald Quest series. And we have a crossover that our books are going to be doing, that he's going to be doing one amazing double spread. He doesn't know this yet, but he's going to be doing this double page spread.
I just found out, guys.
Yeah, he just found out. But
Gotta love surprises.
they're amazing, right? But then we also expanded out to include Fee. She is one of our Vigilance cosplayers, but Fee is also a phenomenal social media worker, and I've learned a lot of things from her through using social media. And the content that she's been doing, she shares with us, and we share our content with her. And she's also kind of been guiding, helping us build up our YouTube page with everything that she knows. So if you want to speak on your experience with FSK and stuff like that.
A lot of people, I always like, okay, start over. Hi. Words are hard today. I don't know what's going on. So when I always wanted to be a cosplayer. I always looked up to many people and was like, oh my gosh, I would love to be a cosplayer. And so 7 years ago at Gym City Comic Con, I was with my father, and I hear this crazy pitter patter of feet. And Michael walks to chasing me down, and I hear this stop behind me, and then one full breath is like, I don't want to be weird, but can I tell you about my character? And I'm like, what? I turn around, and Michael Watson's there, and he's like, can I tell you about her? I go back to his booth and shows me. Okay.
Let me give you a little context of how I was running.
Okay.
Let me probably like, what do you mean pitter patter of feet? So I'm at Gym City, and I can see feet walking over everyone. I'm like, damn, she's tall. Like,
I'm not that tall.
I'm telling the story.
Okay.
And I'm like, she would look really good in the Visions costume, the way she was walking across the room and stuff. But I was like, she's with her dude. Don't say nothing. She's with her dude. And I'm like, now if I come up to her, I'm not trying to get into a fight with no dude. I'm trying to ask her to cosplay. He's gonna think I'm trying to get on with her or whatever or not. So I'm watching, trying to wait for the opportune moment, and he starts to slip away from her. He starts to move ahead of her, and she gets distracted by something else. I'm like, I gotta run over there now, get the question asked, and get in there before he comes back. Like, hey, yo, why you talking to my girl? Like, no, this is cosplay stuff. So he gets a little further away, and this is back about 50 pounds, 50, 75 pounds before I ended him, and I was real quick. Right? So I ran over there real quick, and I was like, hey, my name's Mike Watson, I'm in this character, her name is Vigilance. I think it would look really good as a cosplayer. Can I take him out the character? I had to get it out, because then I saw him turn it around. I was like, oh, it's about to be bad. Oh my goodness, he's like, come over here, it's gonna be a whole scene. I'm not trying to get into a fight over no cosplay thing. And he walks over there, and I end up finding out it's her dad.
Yeah.
Now you're like, why did you think that was her man if that was her dad? Because he's a vampire. Y'all,
he looks really young.
He looks forever young.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous how young he was. His skin was popping. All right? That's the context behind the story. You can finish now that I've told the truth.
Oh, I was telling the truth too, but all right. That was the other perspective of the truth. But the suit was already there. So I always like to say that the suit was waiting for me. I got it tailored to me, and then I've been able to cosplay Vigilance for 7 years. And that's been an amazing experience to go to different shows. And then I got a camera, and I said, you know what? There's so many things that happen. I have to record this, and I want to look back on these memories, and I want to enjoy this, because there's a lot of silly things that go on before we even get to the actual place where the show is. And I have receipts on receipts, because you want to talk about truth. Honey, you could go to my page, and I promise you, who you going to see? Who you going to see?
I don't know why that thing was pointed at me. All y'all was there.
You're the number one. But listen, okay, I hit record, and I started within 5 seconds. It's like a a homing device. He sings something. He's like, oh, you turned the camera on? Oh, it's game on. I'm here. Yeah, most epic in the building. But all of that to say, the experience of being, YouTube and things like that, it's been an amazing journey because I've just learned being self-taught and learning that process has been really fun. So that's the thing with that. So that's been a great experience.
It's been extremely helpful because, as she's working on her page, I get to call her and ask her about things about our page, comparing notes and seeing what videos we can feature on our page, what kind of talking about a game plan, who should she talk to, what kind of hey, I need more B-roll footage or whatnot. And I think it's very helpful because we get to share that footage and then share our content amongst our pages. We're killing two birds with one stone because she gets to go up and then interview people. She's also helped me get people onto my Chat and Draw show because she's now making new channels for herself. And then kind of helps me get access, hey, I think this person will be great on the show. Let me go introduce you to him. Which makes it much easier so I don't have to run up on some random girl before they Nancy me or something.
Yeah, we're working forward. That's what we're doing.
We're working forward. So, big thing with FSK, we just got a grant for Hot Shot. It was a $10,000 grant. It was super exciting. We were able to, for the first time ever, direct release our books. And when I say direct release, that means that we did not have to do any fundraising. We did not have to do a Kickstarter. People didn't have to wait 90 to 100 days for us to put our book out. I was able to pay for the books to be printed. I was able to pay for the books to get shipped. And I did an actual packing party and shipped out the books the day of. So when we said the book comes out on the 13th, the book literally came on the 13th because they were downstairs in my basement ready to pack the ship. And that was the first time we've ever been able to do that. So that was a very exciting and big step for Freestyle Comics. While Hot Shot is also leading the way as our longest running book with 14 issues. Very excited to have Fivestar under our label. Fivestar is at 3 issues. We have the variant covers here. They have already sold out. We have the new issue of Fivestar available at our table, which is number 3, which is an incredible issue. The artist, Fish Lee, who drew that book, is here as well. So come by that book, have him sign it. Let's all of that too. But Tony's telling a very fantastic story with Kevin Terry. And what we're looking forward to most of all is crossing Fivestar over with the other books that we have, because we have an 8-part crossover called Zero Event Emergence that's happening. That's going to involve our series Spider Squirrel, Heroes International, Vigilance, Hot Shot, Cypher, Emerald Quest, Tajishi Gates. I said Fivestar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's gonna be an 8-part. Oh, and we're gonna be releasing a Void #1. That's gonna go with that. It's gonna be a one-shot. And it starts in Hot Shot 24. And you're like, well, Mike, you just said you only got 14 issues of Hot Shot. I was like, that's right. But we are also currently writing issues 15 through 23 right now. As I hired 9 different writers, including Tony Clapper is going to be writing an issue of Hot Shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where that was supposed to go.
Oh,
right. So I'll be trying to hype you up, and then you be shooting.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And so, it's called The Gauntlet, and what we wanted to do was introduce a brand new villain every single issue of Hot Shot for Hot Shot to face. Almost Saturday morning cartoon theme, where the villains introduced, we see their origin, the hero has to fight them, and the problem is solved to some degree by the end of the issue. So these will be one-shots. Tony, you want to talk about the character that you're actually writing?
I would love to. That sounds so dope to do. Now that it's out there after I spoiled it, I'm sorry for spoiling that. I get to write a character named Arrival who kind of just has an envy towards Hot Shot. This mic, bro, I don't like the way it sounds.
There you go.
Quit taking my mic. Here, use it. You get that one. He gets there's a little bit of jealousy there that he has, and I think that's fun. Anytime you get to work on real emotions with a villain, it just makes it better. It makes it more relatable to the character. So him being somebody who at one time might have idolized Hot Shot and wanted to be accepted in Hot Shot's social circle is now, at a place where he hates Hot Shot. He doesn't like anything to do with Hot Shot. So there's a lot of emotions that you get to play with in that. And I mean, it's really just how I envy Michael Watson sometimes, just because how cool he is. It's such an easy part. It's such an easy
It's time to
part
bow out, ladies and
to.
gentlemen.
It's so easy to write that character because when you look at Michael Watson, it's hard not to envy that guy. So there you go.
Thanks, Tony. Yeah. So, creating the character rival, I thought was a perfect fit for Tony. With Tony's background as a creator of the stories, right? But also the things that he is a fan of. Rival is a character who is modeled after Hotshot, looks up to Hotshot and whatnot, but he has his own TikTok account that he's very famous for. He has a lot of followers and things like that, and sponsors. And he's a young hero who's going out here trying to do heroic things. But he ends up biting off more than he can chew, and Hotshot actually comes on scene to help him out. And he kind of gets embarrassed as Hotshot saves the day. And without any intention to hurt or harm, Hotshot said, "Hey, it's okay, y'all. Back off of him. He's a rookie. He just got started." And the stream ran with it. They made memes of him being a rookie, talking about him, making fun of him, and he lost a lot of his followers and sponsors. And so he then, in turn, created a new personality to now destroy Hotshot on his stream. And that's his purpose.
We get to be real petty too, which I like to be. I like to be petty, so it's fun to have like the pettiness.
No, absolutely. Tony knows how to be petty.
Oh my goodness.
But and I mean that in a good way, because we try to do a lot of things different at FSK, especially the way we promote, the way we present our books and things like that. And Tony has come up with a lot of good ideas that are like a punch in the face. And then you have to sit there like, oh wait, that was cool though. Yeah. That was cool. Tony's disrespectful, but it's all right.
Oh my god.
Because he doesn't mean it in a bad way.
Subtle.
Here we go.
He's got a little subtlety. But all that to say, we have fun. We have a lot of fun at FSK. This is going to be the gauntlet is very entertaining. You're getting to see about 9 different voices. What's up, Casey? How you doing? You're getting to see about 9 different voices to represent 9 very diverse and different characters that are all going to face Hotshot in some way, leading up to our big crossover with the Zero emergence. Our characters are going to be going through a lot of different experiences that we have planned for them. Specifically, with the Vigilance story, we have Vigilance. She's going to face this new big bad. She's going to be one of the first ones to face this character, and for the first time ever, because Vigilance is our Superman. She's the world's strongest hero. She's working for the government full time with no secret identity, and that's all she knows.
Okay. Sorry.
That's all she knows is being a superhero full time. And when that role and that dependency of the world is on your shoulders, when that hero fails for the first time, it's going to shatter the faith of the people of Earth. It's going to have a huge impact. And we're going to have to figure out, or Vigilance is going to have to figure out, how does she come back from that? How does she pick herself back up? So, a lot of fun stories.
That's fun.
Huh?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's incredibly fun. Hey, I was always told as a writer, you put your character in the worst situation you could possibly put them in, and then you write them out of that situation. Okay. Leads to amazing character growth, amazing comeback, and she's going to get her get back.
All right.
It's just a matter of how she's going to get it. All right, so look.
I think the question just had to be posed because I'm said person.
It did. You know, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop sugarcoating. I'm just gonna walk y'all through the setup. So we have somebody called Manifest, who's from a whole nother planet.
Right.
He has an army. He has an army of soldiers, massive army, super powerful. He's coming to our planet. He's coming to our Earth because he's seen our planet and he's seen that we are messed up. He is there to save us in his own diabolical, maniacal way. Like Thanos. But we start seeing on our radars on Earth that we have this giant ship, this giant vessel heading towards our planet. So who do we send up first? We send up Vigilance with a couple of other heroes. And they have to go meet that threat and see what it is. Now, when I tell you Vigilance is the strongest character on our planet on record right now, she is. And by the time that she gets up to that vessel with the other couple of heroes, they get decimated. Vigilance is captured. She's been completely broken by this villain. And you have to give your strongest character the biggest punch to show how serious the situation is. When this character comes down to Earth, we don't even know that this character's down here. Walk with me here. Opening scene, daytime, afternoon, sidewalk, busy downtown area. Everyone's walking, streets are bustling, hustling, talking, going about their business. We see a man with a duffel bag walking through. He looks nervous, frantic. As he's pacing, as he's moving, he's bumping into people, not saying excuse me. Taking a closer look, you see the brow that his head, he's sweating. His pit's wet, drenched. This guy's nervous. What's going on? He keeps walking. We see him go into a building. In that building, we pan out, go in, we see him walking up the stairway. A few minutes later, at the top of the building, we see him come off from the roof. He drops down the duffel bag. He falls down to his knees. He's trying to catch his breath. The boy's out of shape. He just walked up a lot of stairs. Takes his shirt, wipes off his brow, wipes off his face. He takes a deep breath. He looks up, and then he looks at his duffel bag. He opens it up. As we see, what's revealed are parts of a sniper rifle. He starts assembling this sniper rifle. He's mumbling to himself. We can't make out what he's saying, but he's having a whole conversation, and he looks upset. He looks very pissed. As he assembles this sniper rifle, he then has it complete. Aims over the ledge. We see these people, unbeknownst to us, have no idea what's going on, but a headshot reticle is just moving from person to person. And we still hear this mumbling, this chatter. As we pull back the camera, we see him holding the gun. Sweat still coming down his brow, shaking a little bit. And he's like, they're finally going to pay. From above, we see some feet come down to the panel, floating over some rocks. We pull the camera back, we meet this character who's epic and bold, and mannerisms huge, and just looking amazing. And he says to our sniper, who's going to pay? Our sniper looks up, drops the gun, falls back, says, who are you? That doesn't matter. I want to know who's going to pay. Why do they need to pay? He's like, are you here to stop me? I'm just here to observe. You look like you're worried. You look like you have a lot on your chest. Who's going to pay? He then says, all of them. Them, all of them making fun of me. My damn boss who just fired me. The lady who can't keep her cat out of my yard. There's just goes on this rambling rampage of all these things that he's been wronged by. And he picks back up the gun. And our character, our unknown character says, is that it? He looks back and was like, what do you mean is that it? That's more than enough. All of them, they just need to just feel what I feel. So, did any of those people down there do those things? No, but I'm sure they messed with somebody. So let me get this straight. Some people wronged you at work. You're upset at your neighbor. Your wife has left you. And instead of having a conversation with those people, you're going to come down here and bring pain to people who have nothing to do with that situation. And he stopped and he stuttered and he pauses for a minute, like what he just said made sense. And he snaps back and says, it doesn't matter. The world needs to feel my pain. And then our character then says, well, let me help you manifest that. And he chucks our sniper off of the building. And as our sniper falls, screaming and crying, he lands smack and turns to a smearing peg. We've just met Manifest. A character from another world is here to save us. And that is our big bad villain that Hotshot, 5-Star, Vigilance, and all our other heroes are going to have to face in an 8-part story arc that we'll be releasing very soon.
Ooh, that was beautiful. So,
Wow.
probably open up for some questions. Do some questions and then we'll.
That's what I was about to do.
Yeah.
No, you want to do the thing?
Do some questions first.
Do the questions first?
Yeah.
All right, Dan.
Yeah.
Any questions? Yes.
This isn't a question, but I'm just saying, you know you snapped with that because of the way you looked when everyone was applauding, you're like, yeah.
He's like, yeah, I ate that. I ate that up. I ate that up and left no crumbs.
Well, technically, I didn't snap with that. That was Robert Jeffrey. He wrote the 24th issue.
Wow.
So the 24th issue, the first part of Zero Bit Emergence, is already written. Robert Jeffrey did an incredible job, and that's the type of villain that we want to introduce into the Freestyle Comics universe. So I may have snapped with the delivery, but he gave me the words. Anyone else? Please, you guys can ask anything.
No questions. It's all right.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
wait.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Wait, so like, what issues have you like run into with like, like, what are the struggles with like publishing in the past versus like, when you got this grant? Like, how much like easier did it make it?
My God, the grant is life. The grant was actually complete life. So it's actually the format that I want to move forward to. Is just finding grants to that dollar amount was very hard, and it is like a 60-day process to get picked, and then you have to wait to see if you get picked. But a lot of the problems that we run into are, well, number one, everybody that works at FSK or is part of FSK, they have a job. They have either a full-time job or a part-time job. They have lives. So those schedules can be conflicting. So you gotta have a lot of grace and room with that, because I'm not paying everybody the same. Like, we're not paying for full-time jobs and benefits, stuff like that. So obviously they got to take care of their home first before they can do stuff with that. So, but that does create delays, and we have to be able to move around those. Financial things is that we may not have the funds to pay for a book, and we have to use a Kickstarter. We've hit, what is that, 15 out of 16 Kickstarters. So like, while we hit the vast majority of them, there's still that one that we missed. So there's always a chance that we don't get funding through the Kickstarter, which is one of the reasons why I went towards getting grants. So, and that's something that Fee is helping us with as well. She's looking for grants. And Tessa is also helping with that. She found the grant that we actually got. So doing those things and being able to find those grants and apply for them are things that we are starting to take on. But now, being able to give the books directly to people after sales and things like that, being here at a convention with those books to make those money, to put that into making more comics. So those are hurdles that we face. Anyone else? Yes.
Actual question. So let's say you're trying to make a company, or be your, like, if you met young you when you first started doing FSK, not the short fuse, what would be a tip you would be like if you only had one tip to give to yourself?
Younger
The first
self, little
one
Mike.
tip to give to myself,
Younger
to
self.
give to little young Mike Watson.
Little Mike.
I would tell Mike Watson, stop being an arrogant asshole. If I could get to Mike Watson right before he went to college, and I could tell him to check the arrogance at the door, I would have so much more knowledge and experience through my school life. And I probably would have taken off further upon graduation. But I didn't snap to me or occur to me to be more open and to be more humble in school until my junior year. So I would tell myself to shut up and listen.
All right. Was that just, yeah.
Yeah.
This one's for Pete. As a cosplayer, for those that are inspiring to cosplay and want
So if you want to wait,
do social media, what's one of the biggest hurdles that you think that they can overcome to just start? Maybe give some advice on something that you did to just begin.
Yeah, I love that, Monolith. It's really a great question, because the journey really starts with loving you first, and then seeing the characters that you love, that you see yourself in most, and then really building and running with that. Because any journey and everyone's journey is different. Recording that sometimes can be something that can encourage you when you have down days, to say, hey, I'm actually able to show up today and actually, I want to make a character of my own. Or, you know what, I think I'm strongest when I'm able to show up as this character in my own way. Sometimes that looks different for everyone, but just showing up, loving yourself, and also loving the characters that make you feel the most seen. And wherever that is, whether it's closet, cosplay, making your own outfit, or someone chasing you down saying they have an outfit for you. Just make sure you show up and you do that. So just be yourself, but also just give yourself grace for every step of the way. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
How much freedom do you have with the writing? Do you have to write what sells so you can get more funding, like with those Kickstarters and things? Or do you just write your story and then just like the funding's like an afterthought? Like, how much do you write to like what sells? Do you write what you want to make?
No, we all write what we want to make. So like when
It's
Tony's writing his
freestyle,
story,
baby.
yeah.
Sorry.
That was dope. I like that.
Tony's writing 5-star. He's writing a story from his experience and telling the stories that he wants to tell. Danny and I only come in to say like what stays in line with the freestyle comics universe. Like, no, we haven't done that part yet, Tony.
Right.
So we got to find something else. We help with dialogue because one of the things that we really want to do is make sure that the characters sound like they have a unique voice, that their voice stands out or whatnot.
Can I
Yeah.
get in on that one?
Yeah.
Also, it is nice to have good editors though, because they will tear you down. Look, and I know Mike knows this. Because I'm talking about Danny Cooper.
Yes.
Danny Cooper he's just so well versed in like story creating and writing and what makes, when you're trying to write a book, sometimes you get caught in what's happening in that book. But Danny's a big picture person, and it's good to have that on the team because he will quickly check you and be like, he wasn't like that in issue 1. Why you got him like this in issue 2, or why you got him like this in issue 3?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a beautiful thing of working with a team like we have, because it's easy to get caught up in this idea like, oh, I'm gonna have Fivestar, he's about to be doing this and he's gonna do this and this is gonna be a really cool story. But it's like, okay, well, you got to check that and be like, okay, does it still make sense with issue 1, issue 2, issue 3 moving forward? So I think that's a huge part of the team, is having people that you can bounce those ideas off, and then sometimes roll you back. Because I know you've done the same thing with Hot Shots, where Danny's been like, you got a lot of red edits on that. You know what I mean? Where it's like,
yeah,
Danny is quick to be like, nah, we ain't. That don't make sense. Like, you ain't doing that. So.
No, that's absolute truth. Danny and I have been on video calls for hours upon hours, reading through the script, reading through the art, going back and forth, trying to find the voice. Danny will keep typing out something, send it to me. We'll have a shared document. I'll type over that and like, hey, how about this? Or we'll try to copy and paste our own things together. Danny helped out a lot with the writing on the 13th issue of Hot Shot. So to the point where I gave him co-writing, a credit on that or whatnot. So. It's a lot trying to balance and find those voices and trying to make the narrative become the thing that we want it to be. We're in a constant state. So the thing with all of us is that we're never happy where we're at. We don't settle. So we are completely open to feedback. Like, if you don't like my book, that's great, but tell me why. Yeah. Like, you just saying like it's not.
Yeah, we don't want a bunch of yes men. We don't want a bunch of yes men on the team. It's nice. I say it jokingly, but it's nice to have somebody that's like, you want the story to be the best it can be, or do you just want to put out a book? And having somebody who can like elevate you and tell you like, that ain't good, like that ain't your character. Like, it's good to have that. So it just overall just enhances the whole story and the character, and it makes sense to do. So
yeah, our characters wouldn't be where they are right now if we settled or if we didn't listen to other people. And I mean, just because somebody says something, you don't have to listen to every single thing that they give you, but you have to be able to hear somebody and hear their critique and feedback, or you're going to be stagnant and you're going to stay in the same place. You're never going to get anywhere. Because when I make books, and I'm sure Tony can agree with this, I want to punch you in the face when I read a book. I want you to cry. I want you to be enthused. I want you to be screaming. I want you to be cheering for this character. I want you to hate our villains. I want you to want them to fail. Like, I want you to experience a comic book the way that I experienced a comic book. When I turned the page and I found out that Wolverine had died, and I did not know he was the Horseman of Death, and they revealed his mask and they killed Wolverine, I shed tears. That hurt my feelings. Watching Peter Parker sacrifice himself for Aunt May in Ultimate Spider-Man, like, that hurt. That hurt so much.
Yeah.
Seeing him unmasked and doing that last bravado to help him fighting the Green Goblin. I want to make people feel like that when they read our books. I want them to have that experience with all of our titles. So it's very important to be genuine, to be flexible, to be willing to keep growing. Because once you get to the point where, like, I don't need any help, I don't need any feedback, then your stuff isn't going to be good.
Right. We had a question here.
Where?
We got time. This is probably the last one, and then we're gonna get ready for the cosplay.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, before I learned about Vigilante, I thought you were cosplaying Omni-Man.
Well, inspired. It's inspired. It definitely has an inspiration of that. So the writer creator definitely was inspired by that.
Yeah, we are super inspired by Invincible.
Yeah.
Do you want
we're gonna do that at the cosplay. So I'll take the mic over from you.
All right.
All right, y'all.
And means by punching in the face, he means figuratively, not literally. I just want to say that for like legal reasons.
Yeah, you don't want to punch anybody really.
You don't want to punch anybody.
So we do have the cosplay contest that's going to be taking place here in a little bit,
Ooh.
4:30, right? 4:30.
Okay.
And during that, we're going to have a big announcement for everybody, and we hope to see you guys here. I think we should definitely show out and show as much support as we can for our cosplayers who put time into the costumes.
Absolutely.
So definitely come back.
Thank you.
All right, I had to pee. I've been sitting on my pee for like 3 hours.
Oh, goodness.